Yahoro minasan, this is Yuki, your realist Himidere Shinryu elf, and today I'm going to present to you anime that have really beautiful visualizations of emotions. I know this is a very unusual category. I have came up with this concept myself. I didn't see any other websites or Reddit talking about similar feeling and related to animes. However, I feel like the anime I'm going to tell you about today has this particular aspect to them, and almost all of the people who commented and reviewed them share similar feelings. However, I'm really curious about what you think about the titles I'm going to recommend, and if you have any other additions or any other anime that you think that should be added to this list, please just let me know in the comment section. Also, this is a reminder again, but actually most of the anime that I'm giving out in each videos, they are written in the description section. So in case you are in a hurry or you might forget what I've said in one of my videos, just check the description section and you find all the titles there that you can Google and then find the episodes and everything. So let's start. So the first anime I would like to speak about is Nagi no Asukara. It was released in 2013, it has 26 episodes, and it revolves around how long ago all humans lived beneath the sea level. However, some people prefer the surface and abandoned living underwater permanently. As a consequence, they were stripped of their God-given protection called Ena, which allowed them to breathe underwater. And over time, the rift between the citizens of the sea and the surface widened. Although contact between the two people still existed, each year they together perform a festival called Ofunehiki, where they offer sacrifices to the sea god. However, this year, both civilizations, they refuse to do it and they blame each other for the responsibility. And our main story is following 4 friends who are transferring from the sea kingdom to the surface school because their school is closing. They don't have enough people in order to maintain a whole school just for 4 students. And they started like commuting, going to the surface for school and then going back to their home underwater. And these 4 friends and their new friends, their lives are bound to change as they have to deal with deep-seated hatred and discrimination between the people of the sea and people of the surface, the storm of their personal lives, as well as the upcoming trouble which may spell down from all the dwelling on the surface. Like, because of the sea god, there is a lot of things gonna happen eventually. The reason why the hatred between the sea people and the people from the land is quite deep-rooted. Women from the sea kingdom are prevented from falling in love and meeting men from the land kingdom is because usually any type of marriage between these two people will lead to the birth of who don't have any protection. It means they will be land people. So there is a higher risk of depopulation. There will be more and more people who live in the surface, but even less people to maintain life in the sea kingdom. And among the points that I really think were really strong in this anime are the gorgeous sceneries. Again, if you love romantic drama, if you love hexagon, it's not triangle, it's not a rectangle, it's a full hexagon. You have all the drama you want in your life in this particular anime. And again, I have to give you a bit of information on the main characters, if I may say so, which are Manaka and Hikari. So Manaka is the main girl, the one you see jumping here in the poster. She's relatively a naive, innocent girl whose personality feels more manufactured to be adored than anything else. And it's the main tool that drives the character and the plot itself. And we have Hikari. He's like bright, he has serious anger issues, problems, whose involvement in the love triangle does nothing to improve his mood. Like, he's all the time angry, refuses to listen, refuses to communicate properly, and I can see a lot of hate among the people who watch this anime to Hikari. Personally, I loved him. I thought that he's so cute. At some point it gets a bit annoying because he refuses to listen seriously to anything that people are saying, and he's just driven by his emotion and selfishness. But I think that's part of it. I mean, you have to put yourself in the context. You have to understand that these are just, like middle schooler, high schoolers. They cannot be any more mature than that so far. So this is my thought about Nagi no Asukara. I'll move on to the next one. The next anime I would like to speak about is called Glasslip. And Glasslip was released in 2014. It has 13 episodes. What if you hold the power to hear the voices or see fragments of images from the futures? Would that be a good thing or a bad thing? So Glasslip follows the life of Toko Fukami, an aspiring glass artist born from a glass artisan family. She enjoys her worry-free life in Fukui, except for the fragment of images that she sees on occasions. On her 18th summer, she meets the transfer student Kakeru Okikura at her school, and then again at her favorite cafe called Kazemichi together, with all the three of her friends. The voices from the future lead Kakeru to Toko, and his arrival disrupts her mediocre existence. All six of the friends must face most unforgettable summer, full of hope, affection, and heartache. First of all, it has a really good mixture of flashbacks and flash forwards. In this sense, it can be a bit confusing, especially if you watched it like while it was airing like me. You would have been really deeply confused. Like at some point, the episode starts with them being grown up in their 20s, 30s. Another episode starts with them being kids, and then sometimes it's just them in the present, and sometimes it's not even clear. Like I really love anime like that. Animes that really temper with your sense of time and location. If you think about it in our daily life terms, it would be really creepy and really strange if somebody you don't know comes to you and say, actually, a voice from my future self told me I should be friends with you, or we are destined to each other, or something like that. And Toko is also deeply confused because in the past, she just sees this fragment from the future, she just ignored them. But now she sees Kakeru and she knows Kakeru, she knows he's part of her visions, but she doesn't want to believe it. Doesn't want to believe there is a link between them. Or actually, she believes to a certain extent there is a link, but she's not sure what to do with this information now. She's not sure whether to trust this person because he just appeared in her visions, or it can be a dangerous bet. So it's a bit slow-paced, but I think that's okay because like there are many anime that works around this kind of normalcy and peaceful lifestyle. It's visually really beautiful, and it has a lot of comedy on the side. Kakeru, when he gets introduced in the very first, I think second episode, something like this, he's introduced with the concept of a cool guy, a new handsome cool guy in the town, because he's suddenly interested in Toko and suddenly trying to speak to her friends, like her childhood group of friends, they treat him as a creep, literally as a total creep. They didn't want him to get close to her at all, which was kind of really funny. Like, you usually expect the popular guy in the anime or manga to immediately get accepted by everyone. However, to be treated as a creep and to be excluded was really, I think, a funny point. I would say it's not for everyone, but again, it's a really nice show to watch. So give it a chance and then let me know. The next one I would like to introduce is Irodzuku. I know this is not the full name, it's just a summary of the name or how usually people would be referring to it. So I'll write the full name in the description section. And it was released in 2018. It has 13 episodes, and it revolves around our protagonist Hitomi Tsukishiro, who was a child of the family of witches. However, losing her ability to see colors, she also lost her sense of magic. So the way that Hitomi sees the world nowadays is just black and white, and this resulted in her not being able to use magic. And nothing can be done in order to help her regain her gift until Hitomi's grandmother sends her back in time to the year 2018, where Hitomi meets the younger version of her grandmother, who was at that point I think a high schooler. And she also discovers the fascinating drawings of a young man called Yoito Aoi. And strangely speaking, the moment Hitomi lays eyes on his works, colors starts floating back into her view. Like, the way I remember it is that it's not like she sees all the colors at once, but the moment she starts seeing his paintings, she sees, for example, one time one color, like red or blue. Maybe red and blue this time, maybe red and blue and green. So she realizes the more and more she sees of his drawing, the more her ability to see certain colors improves, at least while she's looking at his drawing. Sometimes she can see all the scene colorfully, but the moment she gets away from him and from the drawing, she totally loses that ability. But why does her drawing have this effect on Hitomi? This is one thing we want to know. And for what purpose has her grandmother sent her back to the past in time? I remember it has kind of vague feeling of loneliness. The heroine, I wouldn't call her depressed, but more like she's really genuinely lonely and she's a bit lost. And she doesn't know why she's here and what she should be doing. And if she really want to ever regain her ability or no. The next anime I would like to speak about today is Plastic Memories. And Plastic Memories was released in 2015. It has 13 episodes. And it's about 18-year-old Tsukasa Mizugashi, who has failed his college entrance exam, and after pulling some strings, he managed to land a job at the Sion Artificial Intelligence Corporation. And this corporation is responsible for the creation of Giftias, who are highly advanced androids, which are almost indisseminable from normal humans. However, unlike humans, Giftias have a maximum lifespan of 81,920 hours, which amounts to the human years to 9 years and 4 months. And the Terminal Service 1, the station Tsukasa was assigned to, is responsible for collecting Giftias that have met their expiration date, before they lose their memories and become hostile. After joining the Terminal Service 1, Tsukasa is partnered with a Giftia named Isla. She is Terminal Service veteran and considered the best in Giftia retrievals. No matter how much someone desires it, nothing lasts forever. So, I have to warn you that while watching Plastic Memories, I remember I cried several times. Even when nobody was crying, even when the scene was not even sad, I was crying. Because this is one of the shows that you started while knowing what you are expecting. Like, it's not even about how it's gonna end, no. It's about how it's gonna go all the way till the end, because it looks so heartbreaking, and it is heartbreaking. Reasons why you should still nevertheless watch it are because it's aesthetically pleasing to watch. It's very beautiful animation and also visuals and everything. For me, it was a bit distracting in the beginning when the edges of the character had a bit of white on them, because I'm not used to that. Then I was like, you know what, doesn't matter. Characters are so funny, story is sad enough. I'm diving in because I wanna get hurt. Yeah. The art style is very bright and vivid, and there is something immensely powerful about two characters forging a relationship while knowing it's doomed. So, I highly recommend it. I hope that you give it a chance. If you didn't, you are really missing out. I'm not gonna pronounce that really long Japanese name, which I can do anyway. It's called Kamisama ni natte ni natte hi, something like that. Which is in English, basically the day I became a god. It was released 2020. It has 12 episodes. And it is especially by the same creator as Clannad, Charlotte, Angel Beats, Jun Maeda. And you might have all the opinions in the world about Jun Maeda. I would call prejudices and critiques to the style that Jun Maeda makes his own anime, but personally, I love him. I love his works. I have no complaints, whatever people say. So now let me dive about the plot of The Day Became a God. Dressed in a conspicuous outfit and armed with an eccentric spirit, Hinasato goes around insisting that she's God Odin. When she crosses paths with a boy named Yuta Narukami, she uses his precognition abilities to warn him about an impending catastrophe threatening the end of the world. Of course, being a teenager preoccupied with his own problems, Yuta finds it hard to believe such presumptuous claims. Somehow so forced to tag along with her antics, he witnesses the effectiveness of Hina's skills with his own eyes, and realizes that she truly is capable of divination. Nevertheless, despite her persistence in being a god, Hina is still a child who desires to see and experience the world. With the world ending in 30 days, Hina, Yuta, and their friends venture forward to creating lasting memories they will cherish forever. The anime itself, like The Day I Became a God, is trying to portray themes like dealing with significance of being able to live a normal life and participate in the things that youth typically would. While this thing seems easy to take for granted, people who are affected with medical conditions or live in difficult circumstances are denied these luxuries. This is one of the takeaways that you might have at the end of the anime, but again, it doesn't mean much to you unless you really go through the story and get all the plot. Just because it's an anime that was released in 2017, it has 12 episodes. It's also by Hajime Kamoshida, the same creator as Pet Girl Sakurasu, and also Rascal Does Not Dream About Bunny Girl Senpai. And the story revolves around Anna Komiya, who seeks to revive the photography club to its former glory, refusing to let the organizations be disbanded. Through this group lacks a strong connection with one another, their lives suddenly cross paths with the arrival of third-year transfer student Eita Izumi. Due to his father's work, he has never been able to stay in one place for very long. But as luck would have it, their most recent relocation has returned Eita to his hometown for his final semester of high school. So this boy has been moving around all his life, but his final year of high school he's spending it in literally his hometown as a child. For better or worse, it also sparks the rekindling of old relationships left behind in the past, long forgotten memories, deeply buried emotions, and inspiring new passions. Everything is brought to light in their bittersweet final semester. The thing I would like to point out about this particular show is that it's a really realistic drama about graduating high school seniors and them managing and competing for their priorities of their career advancement versus their love lives. This is one of those anime where small movements of mundane actions all contribute to the building up of a character's personalities. This is something I really love about shoujo slice of life anime, where it's not just about getting the action where characters confess. No, for me it's about the process, about how these people get to interact. What moments did they meet? What kind of words did they exchange? How did they build up their relationship slowly? What kind of things brought them together or made them fight or made them argue or stuff like that? Scenes are nicely detailed. Lots of attention was paid to the backgrounds. Like even really small buildings and panels and photo decoration on the wall in the school. It was so well drawn that you're thinking like, wow, you guys are putting a lot of effort into this, more than expected. So I hope you enjoy it. Again, I have to say, it's not a show for everyone, so please just only watch the things that you are in mood of watching. It might be a good show, but it might not be the right mood. You just come back to it when you are like, okay, today I'm craving a high school drama show, and just go try, just because. Moving on to a classic anime which relates to the visualization of emotion, which is called Kokoro Connect. I don't know if you have ever heard about Kokoro Connect. It has almost the same drawing style animation as K-On! It's quite old. It has this moe style, if I may say so. So, Kokoro Connect was released in 2012. It has 13 episodes, and it's classified as school comedy, although I would call it's more into deeper psychological style. So, the story is talking about how one day, Aoki and Yui experience strange incidents, where without a warning, they switch bodies for a short period of time. As this supernatural phenomena continues to occur randomly among the five friends, they begin to realize that it is not just fun and games. Now forced to become closer than ever, they soon discover each other's hidden secrets, emotional scars, which could end up tearing their club and their friendship apart. So this particular phenomena called heart seed, it instigates multiple phenomena, like varying from age regression to psychic emotional transfer, all at a random and all designed to break these characters out of their shells. Something that most of the people noticed is that the body swaps cause characters to move and act in ways that hint toward the occupying facetious mannerism, and the age-changing effect creates and allows viewers to see the characters' younger selves. However, based on the way they speak, the way they think, the way they make their prioritizations, you'll immediately guess who's body and who's doing what and why is this person thinking this or that. So I think this is a really strong point. Well, I particularly picked this specific photo of Kiznaiver because I didn't want to give the viewers any type of spoiler whatsoever, as much as possible. And I would say Kiznaiver is the type of shows that a lot of shonen anime, seinen anime lovers would really enjoy, because it is classified seinen anime anyway. Kiznaiver as an anime was released in 2016, it has 12 episodes, and it's like the main protagonist of the story is Katsuhira Agata, who is a quiet, reserved teenager boy whose sense of pain has all but vanished. So no matter what how much you beat him, cut him, do whatever, doesn't feel any like shred of pain. However, one day Katsuhira and 4 other teenagers are abducted and forced to join the Kizuna system as official Kiznaivers. Those taking part are connected through pain. If one member is injured, the others will feel an equal amount of agony. These individuals must become the lab rights and scapegoats of an incomplete system designed with the world peace in mind. With their fates literally intertwined, the Kiznaiver must expose their true selves to each other or risk failing much more than just the Kizuna system. The purpose of the Kizuna system, which is actually a social experiment, is to have people feel the pain of others that they are connected to and achieve a peaceful community. And this is one of those ideas that makes sense at first glance, but you immediately figure out that it will go deeply wrong. The show has been fun and full of lovable and exciting characters, like really beautiful cityscapes, and it's again by my Studio Trigger animations. So another point I would like to add about Kiznaiver is that what will really attract your attention to the show is that all the characters that has been kidnapped and put as scapegoats for the Kiznaiver project, they all have very different personalities, very different appearance, and you almost can see zero commonality between them, besides the fact they are all high schoolers and they all gonna be feeling pain in the same way for the next days, weeks, years. I hope that you give Kiznaiver a chance. It doesn't have a season 2 unfortunately, but I think the story is quite complete in 12 episodes. Like, it has been nicely wrapped up. I really liked the conclusion, I really liked the character developments, the humor, and honestly all the characters start growing up on you eventually. Like, you don't particularly end up hating certain character, except of course the villain. Although, I mean, at some point if you think about it from the villain perspective, you're like, well, yes, but if you get what I mean. I'm sure that some of you have already met this anime. In case you didn't, I will let you know about it. It's the last anime I'd like to introduce to you today in terms of the beautiful visualization of emotions category. Following the suicide of her best and only friend, Ai Oto is left grappling with her new reality, with nothing left to live for. She follows the instructions of a mysterious entity and gets roped into purchasing a Wonder Egg. Ai is now tasked with saving people from the adversities that come their way. In doing so, she believes that she has moved one step closer to saving her best friend. Just to explain, when she met this strange entity at some point in her dream and she purchased this Wonder Egg, she realized that the Wonder Egg was not only in her dreams but actually in reality, in real life. So she found this Wonder Egg in her bed in the morning. And as far as she understands from what this strange entity told her, that if she saves enough people in her dreams from the risk of suicide, then she will manage to save or revive her best friend who already died. As past trauma, unforgettable regrets, and innate fears hatch the bizarre world of Wonder Egg priority, the young girls, Rika, Neiru, Momoe, and also Ai, discovers the different inner struggles tormenting humankind and rescuing them from their worst fears. So these girls, they get into missions in these dream worlds. They go saving other younger girls from suicide, bullying, other difficult situations they went through, other deep-rooted traumas. And while saving these other girls, they themselves, they face moral dilemmas, they face emotional dilemmas, because if they get killed by the monsters, there is this feeling that they will die in reality. It's an artistic critique of how little society helps teenager girls with their struggles, while at the same time exacerbating their issues, all underneath bright colors and enchanting music. And each episode contains its own story, featuring different girls to save from trauma, while an overreaching conflict hangs over their heads of the protagonists. So technically speaking, you have 4 main protagonists here, not just one, which I found this really refreshing point of view, and how all these kind of jumpy scenes makes you think about their symbolizations in real life and all. I found that incredibly amazing, because I like overanalyzing. So thank you all for today, hope you have a nice week, and I'll try to release another short episode this week too, so please look forward to it. Bye bye!